Hey Matt, how the hell are ya?
Seem to be all here.
Awesome! Welcome to Game On, a show all about tabletop gaming, from RPGs to board games and everything in between.
Indeed.
We are going to talk about Project Black Flag today, which is supposed to be the new big game out there to rival both Dungeons & Dragons and Pathfinder.
Unpaid advertisement.
So this is the headspace that I'm in when it comes to this. Early 2000s, we have the Nintendo and we have Sony with the PlayStation, right? Two big gaming companies. Yep.
Vaguely.
And then suddenly, Microsoft brings in the Xbox. So now they got a triad of three big games.
So they threw in a bunch of money and decided to be a player.
Yep.
Okay.
That's what I was hoping Kobold Press was doing with Black Flag.
You thought they were Microsoft.
No, but I thought that they were going to throw another big contender into the gaming sphere of RPGs.
So, in this metaphor, who's the PlayStation?
Probably Pathfinder.
Okay. And Nintendo is...
Hasbro WotC.
The big dog. Okay.
Yes. And then we got ourselves Kobold Press, and I am so far not thrilled with how this is going.
So kind of how I feel about Xbox.
You know, what's interesting is that I am an X-Bro. I love my Xbox. I have them all. But
You don't mind the red ring of death?
I never got it. But that's because I bought the Elite. But what I'm not finding Elite is the playtest rules for Black Flag from Kobold Press.
Why? What has you so flummoxed and perplexed and worked up and all the other adjectives that make a good video?
Well, I was kind of half expecting, well, I was fully expecting a game that was gonna blow my socks off, knock my socks off, by being something kind of different. But I have kind of made the mistake of thinking that way because as of right now, just the character creation rules.
Well, that's what I was going to say, is slow your roll a little bit because all they've come out with so far is character creation. As of this taping. All they've come out with so far is character creation rules. Which are important, and they're probably the first thing, but they're not the only thing.
They are not the only thing, but it is so close to what 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons is, or what they're trying to do with 1D&D, that right now I am leaning towards they fell flat on me.
Okay.
It's definitely a stinker so far, but it's only the first part.
Now let me ask, is it because you had set your expectations so high that you're so underwhelmed, or do you think on its own merits these character creation rules are just substandard?
I think the character creation rules are taking the really good parts of DM's Guild homebrew stuff, as well as Level Up 5e Advanced 5e D&D rulebooks, kind of smushing them together, but it's very much 5th edition. It even says right in the very first paragraph, you can use these in 5th edition. You can use 5th edition characters for this game.
Okay, but and we've talked a little bit about this.
Yeah.
They've made their career out of basically making supplements for D&D, right?
Yeah.
So if they were to make something in terms of character creation rules so drastically different, they would basically make their entire back catalog obsolete.
Exactly, and I think that this might have been a misunderstanding on my part, as I mean, I'm human, I make mistakes. I thought that they were creating something unique and different, whereas opposed to, instead of like something
derivative.
It feels like a retread.
Okay, well, here, devil's advocate slightly on this, right? They've released, I don't know what these are sort of beta versions of the rules, playtest versions of the rules, free.
Pre-alpha, maybe. Okay, at this point.
Sure. but they didn't charge for what they put out.
You're right.
Just floating it out there. And so it is what you expected. And
So
maybe
far,
it's not what other people expected. But, honestly, they haven't shortchanged anybody yet.
No.
Right? Because they're not asking for money for what they've put out.
Nope.
They may be putting it out to gauge reaction and get feedback that they can then use to revise the material. Who knows? The other thing is character creation. Right? This is not intellectual property, creative world building type of stuff.
Yeah.
Right? And that's really, if they're gonna deliver on your expectation on what we all hope they're gonna do, it's when they come to that stuff that they really need to distinguish themselves to break away from D&D derivative stuff.
Yeah.
And also wow us with their creativity, right? Like the character creation, I understand why they want to have that be compatible. Backwards compatible.
I completely understand,
in sort of software speak, right? So, I don't know. Just a thought.
They're totally
not necessarily going to
understand.
deliver on that. I'm not writing checks that they have to cash. But I'm just saying.
It must have. Again, I was wishing for something that felt different enough to be different.
Let me ask you this. Now,
it's only 12 pages, so.
Well, sure. There's that. But also, they may. This all started to come about before the big tempest in a teacup about the OGL, right? So, is it possible that whole controversy interrupted their planned rollout of this material, and maybe they held back some of the stuff that they were gonna do to make further revisions of it in light of what transpired over the last couple of months with the sky is falling with the OGL thing.
It very well could be. And I don't know if they have like a triple board where you can follow them step by step on what they're doing. But I can say for right now, I know that they plan on doing something big. That's what they say, at least, marketing and press releases. But as of right now, with the material that they have, I'm hoping that they don't continue on the slope of this feels like copy and pasted homebrew 5th edition stuff.
Okay, that's fair. Like, what they've done so far isn't going to get it done. But it's very early in the process.
It's very early in the process.
To say that the whole thing is not going to deliver, right?
I don't want to...
They just have to step up their game from where they are.
Exactly. I don't want to smack on Kobold Press. I like their books. I really like their Midgard setting. They got a lot of really good stuff.
Yeah.
I maybe
your expectation.
Yeah, my expectations might have been too high for what they were telling that they were going to deliver us.
It's possible, and it's also, I mean, look, having spent considerable amount of my career in the publishing industry, I can tell you that sometimes the marketing people make promises that the creative people weren't expecting, and they said, well, we didn't say we were going to do that. What are you promising that for? So
yeah,
there may be a little bit of a disconnect from the people, managing expectations versus delivering on those expectations, right? It's two different groups of people.
Yeah. But I will have a link in the description to the free rules, so people can make judgments for themselves.
The thing that's got Justin so worked up, you can get a copy of yourself and decide whether he is spot on or maybe just
maybe I'm just angry because I'm angry.
I'm
not angry.
I have an interesting different perspective on it, just because me, I'm not as incensed by 5e. Like, I was underwhelmed with 5e when it first came out, but my attitude about it has stayed fairly consistent throughout.
Yeah.
Whereas you were high on life at the beginning of 5e's rollout, and then you have gone down. So the fact that this release is too much like the thing that you've fallen out of favor with could also color your...
Yeah, that's a big reason why I'm feeling the way I am. But hey, if you really like 5th edition and you want to get into something that's a little bit different, similar, but different,
I'm waiting for the world building stuff. Yeah. I'm like waiting to see what creative sort of material, the world building, the creatures, the things that sort of give them the opportunity to differentiate. If they deliver on that, then the character creation stuff,
fair enough. Yeah. But I'd love to hear what you guys have your thoughts on.
For sure,
Please
yeah.
take a look. It's free. Again, a download in the link, or there is a download link in the description. Kobold Press has not sponsored us or anything.
And probably won't after this video, but oh well.
But we'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.
Please.
Thank you guys very much for watching. My name is Justin.
I'm Matt.
And as always, game on.